All right, so we had a pretty interesting Lorecast today. They announced a lot of dates. They announced a lot of things about the upcoming DLCs. Um, for me specifically, I'm going to Richmond, and so hearing about some of the side events, hearing about the stuff on Friday, how you're basically earning the promo cards and earning the product, is kind of an interesting twist. I was kind of happy to hear that they're experimenting a little bit, hopefully making things better in the future, finding out what works, what doesn't work, and it'll be interesting, at the very least. I know there's a lot of other side events going on besides that core constructed mini tournament that's going to be happening. But it'll be interesting to see how the DLC flows, what kind of changes they're making in other parts of it. I know they said the ticket economy was going to be a little bit different because it was kind of out of whack for the Milwaukee DLC. Some of the stuff cost way too much. Some of the tickets, you just didn't get enough from the different events. And I'm also glad that they're changing the distribution of the tickets. In the Milwaukee DLC, you actually had to go up and you had to wait in this big long line to be able to go and pick up your tickets because they're actual physical tickets. You were given some on check-in. I think it was 1,400. But then whenever you completed your events, they recorded the outcomes, they recorded your scores and everything on the Ravensburger Play Hub. And then you had to go up there and say, give your name, and they would give you the number of tickets based on the number of wins or, how far you made it in a different event. And it was, it made sense, right? It's one of those things that it kind of makes sense to have a system that's set up like that. You have that centralized point, and then everybody kind of has to go through that. But I think it's going to be a lot easier and a lot simpler for the people that are running these side events, that are running the main event, to just go and hand out the tickets as they, as people win their rounds, or once the event is over, then they get the final tally and they get all of them that way. It seems like it would be a little bit smoother. I know it's a little bit extra logistics on the side of the organizers and the people that are there. They have a little bit more responsibility, the ones that are running the events, but I think it'll work well overall. They actually did something similar to that at the Atlanta DLC. Way back when. It seems like forever and a day ago. And it seemed like it went pretty smoothly. They were just like little tickets that they handed out. And then you went over to the prize wall. Of course, the ticket economy for the Atlanta DLC was like crazy. It was ridiculous. Like, the only thing that I really wanted to get was one of the hats with the Lorcana symbol on it. Didn't even come close. And I was doing side events. I was in the main event. Now, granted, I didn't do very well in the main event, but that's a whole nother story. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the Richmond DLC. I'm looking forward to getting to see some folks. There were some that didn't make it to the Milwaukee DLC, and so it'll be good to actually meet them in person. And see a bunch of the people that I didn't get to, before, or that I got to see before and want to see again. So I think it'll be really cool. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm pretty optimistic. It sounds like Ravensburger is listening to us. Pastimes is listening to us. I think it'll be like it was with with the last DLC season, where it just kind of gets incrementally better every single time. By the time they got to Seattle, it was a pretty good event. I didn't get to make it, but I hear it was pretty good. So here's hoping. And if you're coming to Richmond, definitely stop off, say hi. I'm always happy to meet people, talk to people. You'll probably see me walking around doing my interviews with my trusty selfie stick and everything. So yeah, stop me and say hi. Be glad to meet you.